As I'm drawing the pictures of what I'm seeing, it flicks, it's like I'm there. You know, if I'm drawing one scene, without even writing about what's happening in the scene, just being in there, I can actually see what's going on, you know what I mean? And like, it's not like a nightmare, it's not a dream. I don't know, it relieves me, it's the only thing got to relieve me. What I witnessed and what I have seen, it baffles you. It makes you think, you know, am I mad? But then I think to myself, well, if I am mad, how did I draw all of these pictures?
You know, just a book about freedom, really, like freedom and getting locked up and getting arrested and chipped off by the old bill and then moved about here, there and everywhere, losing your flat, sleeping out and eating out of bids and everything like that. In the past, I had a lot of misunderstandings with staff. The doctors can read it, the staff can read it, the visitors can read it. You know, anyone who picks it up and think, oh, that looks interesting, I'll have a flick through that.
The first process was to come in, have a chat, get to know each other and mingle about. Mostly getting to know each other. I was told to basically can go as slow as I want or as fast as I want, and basically just to make a book about whatever you like.
Talk about your problems or your feelings or your issues or anything that's wrong with your mind, or you hear voices or hallucinate or you're psychotic or all these manic depressive, you know, all these things, like, you know, it's all good to get it out in a place like this because you can, it's a place for it, it's supposed to be a place for it.
I've only put about half my doctors in, there's about 7 doctors here, and each doctor has changed the diagnosis. They make their assumptions and their expressions on my body posture, the tone of my voice, if I'm speaking fast or slow. They don't go into detail. Where with this book, it goes into detail about what I'm actually, how I'm feeling, what I've been through. If you give this to someone, they would know exactly what I'm talking about. I just want to have a purpose, really. I'd like to have a purpose. I'd like to be just like everyone else and get up in the morning, have a shower and do something like, I don't know, go for a fry-up or go for a jog. Or I just want to be normal. I want to have a fair chance like everyone else had. What this book is doing is giving me a chance to talk about bits and pieces of my life. When I come into these lessons like this, I feel like people are listening to me because, you know, they're actually listening. They're not just locking me up and saying, take drugs, take medication. But getting to make a book and then looking at it, and then when you actually look at it, you can see that it's facts, but the facts actually coming out. It helps. It helps.
It's always good to read other people's stuff because it opens your mind up, doesn't it?
If you're drawing a picture and you're talking to someone and you're explaining the picture and explaining how you feel and you're trying to get a word across, it helps to do the art groups because it's the way that some people explain things. Some people explain in talking, some people writing, pictures. It's all the same thing. It's an outlet.
Any form of creative expression about myself that I like, music, art, poetry, you know, anything can come out here, like, you know, you just put pen to paper and make it come out, like, you know.
I don't have to repeat myself over and over again. I can just say it, and then it's said. And once it's been said, what's on my mind, I don't have to keep going over and over it again. It just relaxes me.
Everyone can write a book if they want, like, you know. Encourage them to do it.
If it's going to make one person, just one person, any happier, that'll make me happy.
You know, it's an educational book, isn't it, you know? It's all things that have happened and that, you know, and I just elaborate on it and try and put a humorous edge to it because that's just the way I am.
If you give this to someone who has just come out of psychosis or was not very well at the time, give them about 6 months and then give them the book and say, look, this is Do you understand any of this? What do you think about this book? And then maybe it could help them.
I do like it. I think it's quite good. I think it's quite detailed. You know, and it's kind of freaky, isn't it? Like, I think it could levitate some people's minds actually and get them off their power trips and that. Just sort of make them more sympathetic to mentally ill people on the street, or homeless people, or people in institutions and that, you know, and you know, give them some understanding of what it's like to be in a place like this.
I went to hospital when I was 17 years of age. There was no explanation about what it was. It was called a hospital. That's what artists do. What they do, whether an artist is a musical artist or a picture, a painting, or colours, or you know, water paints, stained glass paints, anything. Art is art, and it's an explanation. An explanation is either a reasoning or it's just a way of thought.